Uh, oh, oh, why does it have to be so hot? Hang on, why is that? Why? Did you unmute, Kick? Why did you unmute? In fact, why are you even playing the video? I don't need to watch the playback. I want to save on computer resources so it doesn't burn me. It's 33 degrees in my room. So nice. So nice. Good. Yep. Just wonderful. We like being on fire here. It's lovely. Let's see, I don't really need that open anymore. Yeah. I have spammed all the my voice going. Help. Why? Hang on, am I in the right place? Hang on. Yes. It's fine. Here's hoping my microphone doesn't decide to crap out on me randomly. Again. If it does, I'll have to move it from to a different USB port. I think that's probably what's causing the issue. Or it could be the extension, perhaps. I do need to buy myself some proper USB expansions. Expansions. Yes, that's a word. Extensions. Ah, okay. I'm gonna have a drink. I need a mini fridge type thing. Drink cooler. I can have just copious amounts of energy drink in there and stuff. And that'd be nice. But they're expensive. I'm not entirely sure which one to get. I end up getting the sub-cold one actually, because they seem to be like big brand. That, and I wish I could use my aircon, but you know, I don't have the stuff to seal up my room properly. I don't have the stuff to make it vent the heat out properly right now. So it just acts like a fan, a really, really good one. So I've just got the exhaust port pointing at me right now, and it's blowing air at my face, which is keeping me from completely dying in this lovely 32, 33 degree heat. You want to know what's ironically weird, right? Like, stupid even. I moved up to this room to get out of the room that was swelteringly hot in summer, not knowing that this room gets just as bad. So I ended up moving my room for no reason. Almost. Although, one thing is, this room does have decent ventilation if it's windy enough. The other room, it doesn't matter if there was a tornado outside, the air would not get into the room through the window, even if you opened it or removed it completely. It was weird like that. Yep. Oh, why is the stuff stuck in my throat? Why? Anyway, let's open Blender. It's a blender. What? Will it blend? Speaking of microphones dying randomly, it did it again. Why? Oh, I think the wind's actually getting into my microphone a bit as well. I'm gonna have to adjust that in one moment. I made it worse. Okay. Yeah. No, is it good now? I mean, there is a lot of background noise. I mean, the aircon going makes a metric ton of noise. I might switch just to a regular fan even. I'll do that. I may well and truly die now because there's a lot less airflow. It's quieter. That's nice, but I'm going to melt because I have just the one fan circulating air. Although it's meant to be cooling down slowly, so hopefully that does the cool down does the thing and it actually cools down. That'd be nice. Game? No, not game. It's a blender. Okay. What's first on my list actually? Hang on. Mm-hmm. Okay. Alright, that's what we're doing then, is it? First things first. Let's go on to body. Um, Alright. Let's do this. I want to do is go. Whoop. If I mark this as sharp, this should fix the... Now these should be sharp and thingy. Yeah, we should be good with that. That should sort out any texturing issues I have with that, because it was a bit weird in Substance Painter, and I think it's because it was the lack of the sharp thing that it was being weird. Oops. I'm just moving that out a little bit. That's what I'm doing. Once I noticed. Now, here's the thing. Maybe splitting everything into too many parts, honestly. Everything, I've got a lot of edges set up. Do I? Now, here's the weird thing. Why do I actually need this edge here? Why did I have this as a separate thing? Why do I have that as a separate thing? When it's just fluff. This is unnecessary, I think. I can unmark all of these. Unmark all these as a seam. That's saves some space. Now, yeah, I could. Here's the thing: I could optimize everything, and like, I really, really wanted every single one of these could just overlap each other and just be one thing. But no, I think I'll do that. Remember, I did the eyes, didn't I? Yeah, I sorted out the eye whites doing the weird thing. I wonder if this seam is causing issues. No, 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 no. It kind of does, kind of doesn't. When I look on the texture on my actual thingy, it's fine. There's no thing weirdness going. It's just like I have a lot of bits, like a lot of bits. When you unwrap this, you get a lot of bits. The more bits you have, the less space you have for stuff. So the lower definition you end up getting overall. Um, this, and all of these need a bone. I want them to like wiggle ever so slightly, have some sort of fizz bone to them. I got rid of the two things under here, didn't I? That saved me some. That saved me. That's 4 objects, 4 UV things. What I could do, meaning going over the entire model, is that every piece of floof I add only 1 seam. Because right now I've got them cut in half into 2 sides. But if I do only 1 seam and just unroll it like you meant to in a way, I guess, it might end up fitting better overall on the map. I could always test it because although that's like way later, the UV map stuff, so I can't do that just right now. I've got to wait for the UVs. Can't do UVs just yet. Where are we? Okay, mark mouth edge as sharp. Right through that, we're done. Fix default thumb position. That's going to be a fun one. Does anyone know how hands work? Because I don't. Deja vu. We're back at this point again. You would think this is fine. This is not fine. For some reason, this does not work. Also, the topology over it is all crap. Wait, hang on. One thing I do want to note. I can't do that. No, that's not going to work. Oh, I know what I did wrong with the eyes now. Thingy. I'm just trying to think. Is there a way to see? Nothing mirrors. That's the kind of the problem. There is not really much mirroring going on. I edit it with my arms. What happens if I do this? It doesn't do anything. Or if I do, what if I do this? No. Can't mirror. I'd have to join them as the same object, I think, and then mirror. You could do. Did something just fly by me? Or am I seeing? I'm seeing things. Yeah. Okay. I'm just losing my mind. Fine. Oh, you know what? I really should just be going through these seams. Oh, the arm seams are terrible. I've got the underside, which then goes over here, up here, and then across there. So, for some reason. I don't know why I did that. It's, maybe I feel like I'm overusing seams here, but it's like these ones, I could probably just do a seam right down this middle bit, and it should work fine. There won't be two things on my UV map, there will only be one. Because the more, it's just that the more parts you have, if you give them any form of like spacing between them, everything shrinks down. So everything gets less pixels to work with on a texture. That's the thing. So if I reduce the number of bits, number of islands, as they were called, now that's just one island there. I could do that with all my nails. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 islands gone. If I do that with all my fluffs, that's even more islands gone. This is a good idea. And since I'm on these objects, I might as well do these while I'm here. Because once they're done, that's it. I don't have to bother them again. Yeah, put the seam on the underside seems to makes the most sense. We'll see how this goes when I get to UV unwrapping. I like that it's suddenly cooled down a lot now that I've turned my aircon on. I wonder if my aircon was preventing cooler air from outside coming into my room. Which would make absolutely no sense whatsoever. It was moving air like crazy, but for some reason it stayed 30 odd degrees from 33 degrees in here for no reason. I don't get it. There we go. Hopefully this fixes it. I just swapped a bunch of ports around on my USBs and see if that'll work and stop my microphone from just suddenly just ceasing to exist. No? Also, I think my computer's on fire. I'm gonna check my temps real quick. It's toasty inside that computer. CPU's at 70 degrees. That seems nice. I'm more bothered about the actual mobile temps more than anything. Chipset's at 92. That's not good. Oh wait, no, that's its internal temperature. VRM's at 64 degrees. Chipset's at 69. Nice. Everything's on fire. My liquid temps are at 42 degrees. Not 42, 32 degrees. PCI Express temp is at 57. The other drive is at... The other water temp's at 38. Holy crap. Everything is on fire. Everything is burning. My GPU temperature is at 37 degrees. The GPU is not making any heat. Yet the GPU side of my water cooling is at 30. No. Okay. I get it. I get what's going on. See. Wait, why is my water temp at 38 degrees then? Or 34? Oh, I mean, that is the ambient temperature of this flipping room, so I'm not surprised actually. As far as I know, my pumps are still running at the correct speed. Cool, yeah. Okay. Well, other than everything being a bit toasty, it's fine. Anyway. Yeah, hopefully my mic doesn't die again. If it does, I'm gonna probably have to send this freaking audio thing back. It's not even disconnecting as a device. It's just not outputting any sound data to anything. It's like it just stops receiving anything to do with my freaking microphone. Or something like that. I don't know. Like the driver crashes or something. Anyway, when it comes to thumb positions, I would love, you know what? I would love to have some decent topology around here. I did just haphazardly chuck it together. Like this is... Oh, you know what? There you go. I'll make those behave better. At least. My fingers will animate better this way. I've got to do something about this thumb. I also, since I'm doing stuff with my hands, I could add beans. I could try add beans. Wait, whoa, what's happening here? This is that's not even a loop. Is it? No, this isn't even a loop. Not a full loop. Two squares here. That joins down to this point here. I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. No, that's a bad thing. That's not correct. Or is it? I don't know. Hands? Hands are complicated. Hands are annoying. Thumbs are even worse. It's like... Where does the thumb want to be as a default position and all that? That's half the issue right now. Because in VR chat, it's kind of okay. However, for some reason, in Leap Motion, you can see it all bends the wrong way. Like it's not even orientated for thingy. It's like Leap Motion expects one thing. VR chat expects another. Maybe it's because it's pointing down like that and I just need it straight. I don't know. Hey Chris. Oh yeah, I got the sub button on Kick now. It literally only takes like you only have to stream for 5 hours on the platform, and then there you go. You're a creator now. You can get subs. Getting verified is the next hard bit. That requires a bit more work. Am I gonna have to look for references? Oh. I don't know. Oh, it's way too hot to do anything right now. Okay, 3D modeling, hand reference. These are going to come up with stupidly ridiculous things. Yep. How to go over the top in a tutorial when I just want to know. And rigging reference. I want to know how you rig one. How do you rig one? No, wait, this isn't even not even. I'm not searching specific enough. Again, Wait, I wonder if half the issue I'm having with... I wonder if half the issue I'm having with the thumbs and the hands is because of Unity specific things. Yeah, I've been avoiding fucking VR completely. My room is currently a nice toasty 33 degrees because it's an attic room with slate tile roofs with no insulation practically. Not enough insulation, I should say. It's warm. No. You know what? I'm not gonna care about the leap motion. The thumbs look okay in VR chat, so I'm just gonna actually literally just leave them as they are. Because I can't be arsed. The problem I have now is how do I make beans? You know, toe beans, hand beans, paw beans. Do I even want any? Would it just look weird? It would be a whole lot of mess that I would not have to deal with. I mean, do I really care about beans? I mean, I could just, you know what? I could just do textured versions rather than actual modeling it. I don't even know what beans look like, honestly. I wouldn't even know the first thing about doing that. I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm not going to bother. This effort, I cannot be asked to effort right now. Now, just thinking, could I cut the seam on the arm in a way? Or I suppose I don't need to. I mean, it's mostly just I can just get away with reducing the smaller stuff, honestly. This alone gets rid of a lot of islands. Give everything else on the texture higher definition because there's less junk roaming about the texture file. Depending on how it can position everything. Honestly, the nails could all literally overlap each other because they are all the same color, all the same texture, all the same everything. Same with a lot of the fluffs. With these, I just clear this side so they don't become no longer two separate islands, but just one. I'll grab this and this and this. Clear all those seams, so it just unwraps them as a little round thing. Okay, that's that. Alright, if I'm not gonna do thumbs, in the mouth, separate object. Oh no. Wait. That's awkward, actually. No way. It should be fine, actually, isn't it? If anything, I can snap things to where they need to be. Yeah, you're okay. It's just, if I separate this object, I'm gonna have to... like that. The reason I want to separate it is because yeah. In the mouth. It now looks weird. If I do that, fine. And now I can separate that. When I make the exploded version for texture painting, I can separate that out and be able to color in the mouth correctly without bleeding over everything constantly. You know? That kind of thing. Right. Also, this, oh no, I need edges. Edges. We do not need this seam back here. We do not. Nope. Because this can just be one thing. That's one less island. That's more definition for everything else because everything should fit together better. Same with these. Every single one of these wants one side of this just going clear. So up unwraps as one object. Where's my feather horns? Feather horn? There you go. Now I can see what I'm doing. That. Clear seam. I'm going to be consistent and do the same side on every single one. No. You know what? I'm gonna do something even crazy. I'm gonna mirror this. So I've got this side on this side, so I'll do this side and this side. Or alternatively, I could do the back side as a seam on every single one. Or the front. It doesn't really matter where the seam is, because the seam won't be seen. You won't even notice the seam. Because Substance Painter is good like that. So maybe I should just do the center. Every single one as a seam. Although, really, doing the backside would be better because it'd be, in case it did ever come up as a visual thing. You know what, I think it would be better this way. Yeah, I'll do this. Doesn't work as well on these bigger ones. But the ones that are like just these, sure. But this guy here, not quite as easy, but it's fine. As long as I'm consistent. We've had some 3 minutes, and also gets rid of that hidden seam right there on that particular one. There's something else I need to remember, is that I need to add a step to when I join everything together in the join zone, I need to remember to correctly merge the mouth back together because it will have duplicate vertices. Any mesh that is like was part of the original body or something, I would need to rejoin, which is basically just the mouth, I think, at this point. I've realized I probably don't need this top seam on the tail, because I think this bottom, as long as I think this what the seam I've got on the main body over here should be fine. Just like that, I think. Yeah. Be alright. Let's get rid of this hidden seam here. This seems entertaining, doesn't it? Oh dear. Why did I do that? I'll do this side. Yeah. Where are you? Where are you? Can't see. Where's my seam? There it is. There's seam. Mark seam. There's seam. Mark seam. Clear. Mark. Mark seam. Mark. Seems to be clear. Can see right through him. That's what I'm going on about now. Yep. The heat stroke's setting in. The marbles are on the floor as puddles of molten glass because it's just that hot. Yep. In before, this is all a terrible idea and this is just going to ruin everything. And none of this is going to unwrap correctly because, you know, everything hates me. Nah, it should be better. I really did have way too many little parts on me UV before. It was just crazy. Now, I do have a slight oh wait, no, that's something I can test once I've done white painting and all that. But that's later. So I do want to add a bone somewhere around here that will take all of these bits of fluff. I'll just have one ginormous bone on the back or something, or just a bone somewhere that'll pivot and give everything here a sort of like a jiggle, because it's all super static right now, but I think it would look better if it was had bone physics, you know. Annoying because sometimes it's hard to see the seam on some of these. Oh God, I'm so glad I just remembered that. Hang on, I need to make a note of something. Right, I need a new note. Where's my new note that I'm gonna write on? Model to Vtuber. I'm gonna let's see. This is gonna be called. What's the title on it? Set title to unwrap and pre-export procedure. Go for that. Just on. Do that. Alright, what we're gonna do here, in the sticky note, once I figure out what the hell I'm gonna do. Before unwrapping, set blend, I blend shape closed. Set I to be closed. That way they texture correctly, otherwise you get really nasty stretching. Is there anything else before unwrapping that I need to do in that regard? Nothing else really for blend shapes as such. Just these. Everything else is generally fine shape-wise, I think. What's happening here, by the way? Oh, why are these triangulated? I should fix those. Yeah, this is unnecessary. I mean, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things because, you know, it will get triangulated anyway. But this could make artifact. I don't know. It's fine, but not. That's a quad. That could be a quad, but you don't want it a quad because it's kind of weird quad that is. That's a very strange quad. It might have a hard time discerning which way what it's doing, so it's just better to have a triangle. These don't need to be triangles. They can be squares. They can be quads. Like all this is triangular. That's fine because it needs to be. You're going from 1 to 2 on every single one, including this one. Except not for this one. I might actually split that. Again, it's not done over here, so it's probably not as important. There's probably a more nicer way of doing this. It doesn't actually make a difference in the grand scheme of things because the eyes work perfectly and the topology goes nicely. So whatever, I don't know. Let's just not faff with things that don't. It just looks nicer, being the correct thing. Why is... Oh, that's a triangle because of that one point in there, isn't it? Yeah. See, that could be its own quad because I don't really need to triangulate it specifically, but I just did it for symmetry, I guess. I did rebuild this section. previously. It's like one of the things I might do. Yeah, like I said, it makes very little difference in the end. Did I do all these things? I have done all these things. Two sides of the face. Oh, that's it. I was doing my sticky note one now. Yeah, I don't think I need it. There's nothing else. Thingy. Okay. Export. Merge. Mouth verts. After joining objects, that will save me a couple of vertices. If it doesn't automatically do that, I don't know. It might not. I just want to remember to do that. What else is there? Might be other stuff I need to do. Just stick that over there for the moment. I don't know. That's enough, I guess. I'll remember to do like the two things I need to remember to do. Ah, right. These guys. These ones are weird. Hang on. I need to grab this. What are you doing here? This edge doesn't need to be defined. As such. Like all the other fluffs. Gonna mark the seam right down the center of that. It'll cut there and along the one bit it's attached to, and then just go whoop. Basically it. That is the plan. Oh, that's the hit the one I wanted. This cuts down on a lot of stuff. Now this is where oh, okay. Oh, I see. Ah, I see. Yes. Ah, this seam goes all the way up to that point and then goes across here. Yes. And that's all this. All this is the tail. Oh, right. I can totally get rid of that center seam. I think. It should unwrap fairly cleanly. I think this goes like that, like this down here. Under the legs. Where's my legs? Yeah, here you go. You can see it now there. That's the seam. That's the unwrap for the tail. If I yeah, I don't need that to be two parts. I can get rid of that center line completely. Those can be one part unwrapped. Cool, cool, cool. We get more progress. Nice. I can actually find the bloody. Oh, that's why that's like that. Fine. God, the amount of work I had to do to freaking get these seams then. When I last did this. It did take me nearly an entire stream to do the seams last time. When I first redid my texture. This one's going to be slightly offset. I'll take this one because it's the most centered line. Mark seam. Thing. Fine. That did not trim down very well, did it? Evens that out a little bit. But it'll do. It'll do. This one's nice and easy. Yeah, at first I thought, oh, let's just mark all the sharp edges as seams. That's fine. And it works. Perfectly fine. No issues. It's just, I unwrap them in a better fashion, so there's less islands and less objects. I'll just call them islands. Literally are. That's what they are called. That each individual seamed out chunk is an island. The less of those you have, the easier it can fit together often, in some cases. And then, because things fit together better, you don't have as much wasted space in like margins and borders, which means your stuff can be bigger. and then you get higher definition textures on said thing. Get more definition on your textures you do, the better your scene layouts are. And since I'm redoing my entire UV with all these changes, because I am going to be changing my materials entirely, putting down to only 2 eyes and everything else. Which means when I explode things, I should explode out the hands as well, the nails, so they're nice and easy to paint individually. That's it actually. Yeah, the inner mouth needs to be exploded out, separated from the body, and the nails need to be separated, and then I'll join them back in later. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's the one. Mark seam. Also, I got chunky. I like how this one face does not play nice when it comes to shadows. I wonder why. Because it is a funny face. It's not an Engon, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's just a funny face. It's a weird shape. It doesn't like it. And see how it shadows differently to everything. Honestly, fix that, you just go. And see, you can see how it's concave now, or convex, or whatever. It's bulging out a bit more. That's one of the reasons why it was shading so weirdly. And now this just needs its normals resetting. It should be fine. Because all these are different heights and different all over the places, and it's like, it was confusing it. Not that you ever see it. In fact, I don't think you ever see this, because as soon as the waste fluff comes in, that's it, that's completely covered, so it doesn't really matter in the slightest. I could also make a fizz bone to get all of these fluffs so they can also wobble. I might make the time to... Oh, you know what? I should either if I make these more rounded, so they're not just like these big giant flat paddles with... I feel like these should be the other way around, honestly, but I don't know. It's just... Painting these bits can be a bit of a pain in the arse. If I could mark them as sharp, but they're also edges anyway, so they're probably just going to be sharp edges, regardless. I don't know. The wings can be a bit iffy. The wings are very iffy when it comes to the bones and the thingies, the weight painting on them. Not the best. It works enough though. Okay, we can get rid of this center seam on this knee, which we'll do from the inside actually. That makes more sense, doesn't it? I say that as I can't find the point at which the seam starts. This one? Right here. That one. That one. That one. That one. Yeah, right there. You can see it comes across. There's absolutely no need for this one to have a seam right here. This will unwrap very nicely if I just do this. Oh. That should unwrap just fine. What am I? I am a dragon of some sort. Yes. I'm a Ricor, which is some form of weird creature, species, someone created. If that makes any sense. I'm doing thumbs up, but my thumbs don't work properly. One day I'll be able to do proper thumbs up as I am. But no, this is what you get. Wiggly. Yeah, I don't know. I basically I consider myself a dragon of mostly potato brain dragon who looks like a strawberry. He's fluffy and has a tiny top hat. But in like absolute proper terms, it's like I am a Ricor and there's which is like the overarching species, and then there's like the Snow Knight Dragon is the actual thing I am. But it's just easier to just say I'm a dragon because it's just easier. I don't know. No, you weren't. No, it is actually genuinely a top hat. The tiniest top hat. There's nothing better than a tiny top hat. And the bow tie. That's all you need. Well, and maybe other clothes are also useful, but who knows? I just wear a top hat and the bow tie. In fact, I can't even remember if I can take them off on VR in this. Did I ever set, I don't know if I set that up. I can't remember if I set it up so I could actually remove my bow tie and all that on stream. I've forgotten. Okay, anyway, where were we? We got this done. This is seamed up nicely. I already have this as one proper seam, which is very nice. That's a very weird shaped seam unwrap. It should be fine. It wasn't a problem before. These ones now need sorting out. Ugh. Oh god. more work. How do I want to do these? I can't even tell what seams are what. Wiggly, wiggly, wiggly. In fact, wait, does that command even work? Is that command even enabled? Yay, it works. Look, you get to see me and I spin round. How nice is that? I think it spins round 3 times and then it goes back to normal. 2 times. I'm corrected. I'm not tall. I'm actually tiny. It's like my character is 0.81 meters tall, which I don't know. I don't know how much. How tall is that in feet? I need to know. 0.81 meters in feet. Google, enlighten me. 2.6 feet. 2.6 feet tall. I'm tiny. That's how big my character is, apparently. Well, when I'm in VR chat, that's how big I am. Everyone towers above me. In here, there's no real point of reference, so I can basically be as big as I want. Like, if do I want to be bigger? No, I'm bigger. I love that feature. It's just the best. It took me a while to mimic the animation of like the Mario growing, but I got it. It's just the best. Big, small. Even better, you can make my head grow if you like. I've got redeems like grow head, grow head, grow head, grow head, bobblehead. Which also can make myself bigger as well. So if my head's fully grown, I pretty much cover the entire screen. If I had bigger hands, I could do that. Make a chibi version, because I can grow my hands as well if I really wanted to. Just have big hands and big head. And the wide eyes. Well, hang on. Sticky note, where are you? Vinyan stuff. Here we go. New note. Row. Wait, what happened? Oh wait, I broke it. Oh god. Oh no, I broke it. I pressed the key that you should never press. What did I break on this? Oh well. Bro top hat. And other stuff. Yeah, I can definitely make that happen. I can make that happen. I'm gonna make myself smaller again. Can't see anything. I'm too blind. In fact, I could probably set that up right now. It wouldn't be completely impossible. I'm actually really proud of these eyes. My special eyes. It was one of the big updates I did to my avatar, because previously I think if I let me load my old avatar if I've got it. Do I still have it? I think it's this one. Here, let me load it up. This is what I used to look like. My eyes were static. My top hat was a little bit bigger as well, apparently. But then I wanted eyes that could actually move. So I went and did that. The only problem is my previous avatar has better mouth movements and stuff because I'm lazy and I just wanted to get it. Am I like a mushroom? I mean, yes. Was it the arrogant? I know the mushroom. What is it? Arrogant mushroom? I got agaric mushroom. That's it. It's the agaric mushroom. The red ones that are commonly known as fly agaric. Red mushrooms with white spots on them. Yeah, that's the one. I did not give myself a reset head size for my you know what? Fine then. Do this. How many times did I do the grow head? That's tiny shock. Shrink head. Shrink head. Did I do it what? 4 times? 4 times. Okay. Let's go back to normal. Okay. Or you know, we could just go. Tiny head. I'm like the guy from Beetlejuice. Who has a tiny head. Perfect. I'm swole. Oh my god, no. It actually makes me look like I'm just like super muscular, like I've been working out for months, years. It's like oh dear. I love it. Yep. I put this and this and mark the seam right there, and then get rid of this, maybe. Ooh. Oh, I see. Oh, right. Oh, right. I get it. I see. Okay. Fun. Okay. Let's remove all tail fluff real quick. Yeah, we have a seam all the way through the center of this. Or we had one right here. Ooh, this isn't a bit of an awkward one to unwrap, actually. Ah. See what's going on here. Oh, that's going to be a pain in the butt because that needs to be a seam. Okay, no, that would work. That means that cuts there and then unwraps all of this nice and cleanly. So as long as I leave all of these seams intact, I think we should be fine. Just have these unwrap as a one big loop rather than two halves like they do right now. So if I go and get rid of this, not that one, this and this, and clear those, and then we go, say, from here, not that one, here, nope. I can't select the thing, that, and that. Mark as seam, and then we come in here and we find it. Yep, that is connected up just fine. That should unwrap all of this into one big thing, which is what I want. Yes. This one was this is a little bit more tougher to work out, but other than that, yeah, it's all right. Yeah, that seam we will. Ooh, okay. You know what? I think I want to just put the seam right here. I was thinking of running it down here, but that would weirdly set. It would work. It would work either way, honestly. I prefer to see the seam. I would just do that. That rolls into this. This one triangle here might be a bit of a pain in the butt. In fact, that's just bad in general. These have been like nuked to oblivion. There's not enough vertices here to really make these look decent. Ideally, one would go like that. Wait, would you seam it that way? Or would it be better to just actually triangulate it this way? I feel like that would result in a better shape. That results in a better shape. Same with from here to here. Time to return to original head size. I really should make myself a reset button for it. Although I have infinite is it 4 of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, it's 5. Okay, so if I grow head one more time, I think I'll be back to normal. I don't know. My head looks too big now. I'm just gonna leave it. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, this will do. Why is this? Hang on, how deep in there is that? Is way in there. Why, what? Hang on, hang on the mo. Hello. Oh, did not notice this horrible monstrosity. An Engon. No. Not allowed those. Yuck. There you go. Now we actually have a polygon here. An Engon. That means things now have proper shapes. This entire piece of floof here is just a mess. I really ought to just like rebuild it entirely. What is it now? 9:30. For a square, we have a square. We have a triangle, then it goes into a triangle, and really it wants to be just square, 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 all round. It's yucky. It's yucky and a mess. Ew. So that's gonna help that out a bit better. This is just too long here. What I could do is actually I could do this. I take you and just do that. Oop. Right. It's busted for the moment. And then we go and delete edge mode. We go on edge mode, we get this, we delete the edge, do this, we do that, fill in the face. Delete this edge, we go here, 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 fill. We go here, here, here. We'll fix this because we'll just need to redo our normals real quick. Okay, that's not really working properly. Those are completely wrong. Why? What's going on here? There you go. You smooth the vectors. That's still wrong. Oh, you know what I can do? Improve this. If I take this, delete the edge. Do that. Actually, you know what? Yeah, you know what? This will work properly. This tip will, yeah. Once I redo the normals again, I'll do those later. Anyway, yeah, that's fine. Where do I wanna? Right now I've got a seam right there, so that's like a funny shape. Would actually unwrap better if I just go along this edge here and mark that as the seam. You know what? I'm gonna do that from now on. This seam. There's not so much inside that one, is there? No, then I'll just go here, 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 and here. Mark. Actually unwrap better than just these seams here. Pull it along the longest edge, I think, is probably the better solution. Or is it cut it along the shortest edge? It's fine. Yeah, I have this as an entire in its own entire section. That's not necessary, because what I could do would that be too weird? No, that should be alright actually. We'll do that. It gets rid of yet another island. What I can do is I could remove this seam here and have this all as one big thing. Just make cleaning up these seams a lot easier actually, because all I need to do now is this. I do need to do sort this out again. I've got an end gone. I've got faces that are the wrong. Oops. Let's do that before we do that then. So you. Then what we'll do is we'll do this. We will grab this. We'll go here. Delete the edge. Fill in you. Then fill in you. And then we'll do the same here. No, wait, that can actually just stay as is. What we do need to do is we need to get rid of... Wait, how did I do on the other side? How did I fix this? I just bridged it like that, did I? So basically from there to there. And we deleted this edge and went oop, 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 fill. Remember correctly, there is an end gone right here, isn't there? Yes. How did we do the other side? We just went with that one to that one, so there to there? There. I see, I see. What we go here, knife tool, why is this one always double splitting? Like none of these other ones ever split into two vertices. They're all one vertex. I think so anyway. We'll find out. Yeah, one vertex. Well, anyway, there we go. That's generally. We'll go back to this edge, do this, and we clear the seam. And here we go. That's cleared. That's cleared. Which will go that, and that. Clear. I do believe, yep, there is a seam right there, that's fine. With this, and this. Clear. Oh god, these are really, really bad. Things you don't see this topology at all. Because there's also fluff in between all these, so it's kind of covered up. Okay, so that's all them seams done. We have a lot less islands now, which will make things a hell of a lot nicer, hopefully. Assuming it all unwraps cleanly. Never know. Might still unwrap terribly. I'm kind of thinking... Okay, here's what I'm thinking here. This seam down the center here? No. What we're going to do instead... Instead of doing a seam down center, we're going to do that on the center of the... Now the problem is I've got to go and look at this. Go this way. And there is in fact... Yep, that needs to be marked as a seam as well. And then that would join up with this lot. And then all of this would unwrap. Yeah. I think that would unwrap better than the other way around. I wasn't meant to be doing seam stuff like this, but... whatever. Let's see. They're all seamed, these are all seamed, everything seems seamy. Two halves of the face, which is fine as is. I could almost get rid of the face seam at the front. No, I'm going to keep the face as two halves just for the sake of thingy. Simplicity. The body, it's fine as is. Yeah, that's fine. This should be alright. Now, I want to just check something. This, if I select this and clear my seam. Ah, there it is. So it is marked as sharp and the seam. That's alright. All I wanted to know. I think I've done the arms, haven't I? Yeah, the arms are done. Cool, cool. All the ads are done. Alright, I'm getting somewhere. 25,256 triangles. Would you believe I need to get under 10,000? Right, to be quest compatible. God. I'm kind of tempted to try. I'm going to have to look at a lot of references. Because I would love my legs to be part of the body. Arms are not so much important because they've got fluff around them that obscure the joints. But here, you get shading issues and stuff. And I'm wondering if I should like shrink the size of my thighs, my legs. The chunky. There's lots of clipping and overlapping in this, so it's doing that without affecting like the look. Legs cut in half at the moment in terms of the seam, which doesn't really need to. Also, topology for the knee and stuff would be amazing, rather than it just being a like blob. I have hiccups. Lovely. Ouch. I'd have to transition from body to leg and actually make my legs look like not this. That would be a lot of work because I don't even know where to start with that. I probably narrow the legs slightly. There you go, my leg. I mean, that's okay. But frankly, I'm probably just better off modeling completely new legs. With actual knees and, you know, just not a giant blob. We could do it, but I don't know if I want to really get into that just yet. I mean, what improvements have I got going on right now? In terms of my sticky note, right. In the mouth is a separate object. Yep, that's done. Currently, I am consolidate. Oh god. consolidate themes is what I'm doing right now, technically. I've got merge down the materials into, which is going to be annoying, I think. No, it should be okay. The material should be fine. The material should be easy to do. Oh god, all the other stuff after that is going to be a pain in the butt. Add MMD dance animations. Add all 52 arcade Vizemi mouth movements, blend shapes. Ear position blend shapes is going to be easy. Wing position blend shapes is going to be easy. Featherhorn flick. Featherhorn flick blend shapes? No, don't need those. Actually, yep. Okay. Wait. Thinking. Ooh, I do need those actually. And separate mouth blend shapes for gestures for VRC. I'm just going to put a little in brackets VRC because these things are more specific for VR chat than for like the featherhorn flick blend shapes or position alternate position blend shapes or something. You won't? I don't know actually. Yeah. Yeah, I will need those blend shapes. Alright. So we're just consolidating our themes right now. Looks like we'll be going through everything one by one. Arm floof. Start with you. Every single one of these floofs just needs one side of it, removing there we go. That's what I wanted. So basically we'll go that. Clear. This, and this. I'll pick a side and then remove the seam. Do these sides. Do 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 do. Clicky. Thank you. Clear seams. Let's get my chat back up so I can actually see what's going on. You know, might be helpful. And same with these ones. Go here, 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 there. Pick a side and go with it. This is the center one. Take the inner side, I guess. And these are once again split in two. I guess I'll just take the top of each one off. These are non-uniform shapes. Wait, what's going on here? Oh. Noticed. That wasn't split right in the first place. Oh, okay. That wouldn't have been helping us. There's seam. The seam ends correctly. It does. Oddly enough, because this one already is set up as just one thing because it's just so small. Okay. Now for the other side. topology on this one's different from the other one. It doesn't have this bit. These two faces were removed. They're not meant to be there. That's better. That face is also not meant to be there. Though that is a very, very different shape from this one. Where's my body? Okay. Well, that's them sword anyway. They're all about the same shape, basically. Yeah. Fine. Yep. There's no holes anywhere. That's all that matters. Now, ears. This is a bit tricky one. Because of this and this, I feel like it wouldn't. I just ran the seam along this edge and then laid it open. Would it go right? I knew it. I never downgraded this ears. Look, 1, 2, 3, 6. So it's not 8. They're not symmetrical. That one, that one, that one, and that one. So what? Wait, what did I say it was? Really, what it is it's this one, and this one. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's just that one bit there I forgot to do. That saves me some vertices. Everything else matches nicely because I did everything else. Cool, cool. Less triangles. I've never noticed anything wrong with this ear tip in terms of quality, so don't need that many loops, edge loops, or whatever. Fine. I'm really wondering about how I want to do these. Yeah, I've put it along here, thinking, yeah, that makes sense. But does it really? Could I get away with just cutting it along this edge? Although the form is weird, these are just straight. This should actually, yeah, you know what? This does not need to be here. It should easily be able to unwrap with just the one seam on the bottom leading edge. Yeah, yeah. I think that should be fine. That should unwrap perfectly fine. Because none of these are transitioning from 1 to 2 to 2 to 4 to 2 to 8 or whatever in terms of quads. They're just a single loop of quads. So it should just yeah, it should unfold nicely. Okay, so that's a big one as well. The inner eyes, I think, are already fine, aren't they? Oh no, they're double looped. No, I don't know. Just break them on one side and go. Fine. We do not need to have it split into two things because it can just flatten itself out really nicely into just a straight strip. Also, it doesn't matter because this is just completely white anyway.
Ooh, shiny.
I'm shiny. Wait. Ah, yes, the eyes are special. Now, what I don't like is how uneven these rings are. Oh god, it's actually quite bad. It's a bit like skewed. That's because I tried scaling it from a viewport point of view, which kind of switched everything in a way. In fact, I do this and just go. If I take all of these faces, actually. Can't rotate that at all. Yeah, it doesn't matter. What matters is that the eyes just I don't mess up the eyes. feather horns, what we'll do is we'll just take the inners and get rid of the seam on here. Get rid of this seam on here. Same for this one. If I had the patience, I would manually unwrap this. But honestly, since I have Substance Painter, I don't care what my UV looks like. As long as everything's unwrapped nicely and has enough space to have a decent amount of definition on the texture. That's all that matters. Okay, here's a difficult one. The foot. Now, we already know that our toes, we're going to get rid of all of these. And we just put a seam up the middle. Should unwrap just fine. Mark seam. This alone is, all this is going to make a massive difference to how my UV looks now. There we go. Now, what we've got here is awkwardness. This is one thing, that's its own thing. I put a seam down here, down this middle right here. Right. What will happen is we will have this and this little offshoot here and then we'll have this little bit here as well. And if we just get rid of all of this, and all of this should unwrap nicely. Because these loops go all the way around and come back. Those are the kind of loops you like when you're unwrapping things, because it means it unwraps uniformly. It doesn't start splaying out into arches or anything like that, or doing anything odd or weird. Each one of these has its own thing going on. All right. See, this is an awkward thing because this freaking leg floofs, which I need to add fizz bones to and weight paint. Got this weirdness right here, which makes things slightly awkward. Wait, hang on, where's my leg? Okay, I have decided. This is what we're going to do. Okay, so we have a minor bit. Hang on. That's fine, actually. What we'll do, let's add the leg again. These never come apart, so you're never going to see weirdness happening. So for this, what we'll do is we'll go here and here, fill. And we take these two and fill there. Right. We get rid of the leg. Now one downside is that is a big chunky flat piece of something or other. So what we're going to do real quick is we're going to take our knife tool. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go and cut from there to here. Like so. We're going to take this vertex and we can go do that. Now I've got odd going on with these ones. It should figure out that it wants to triangulate this way rather than this way. Or I could just do it myself, you know. And then we'll come up here and we'll mark this as a seam. Continue from there. Like so. Put the leg on. We no longer have any fusions or holes. Oh, we do have a hole. Actually, we've got one over there and we've got one in that corner as well. Oops. Good thing I noticed those. Neat. There you go. That's all that matters. You just don't want any holes in your visible holes anyway. Right? That's all that's going to look like. I have to continue the seam somehow. In fact, I don't even think I needed this, you know. I delete this edge and just take this and go like, where's my leg? That alone is enough there. Yep, yep. What about this one? That works. There you go. Now I don't have to faff with the seams either. Now, when it comes to seams, I were to get rid of this particular one, the short edge. Yes, I can get rid of that. That should go reasonably nicely. I might be able to do the same with this one as well here. We might as well do the mirroring of it. That means these will unwrap as one object instead of two. One object instead of two. Yep. Okay. All right. Now the point, do the same feat of magic on this. Yeah, that's totally straight, isn't it? Do it. Where's my right leg? Right leg. Okay. How are we doing for holes? Doing good. Good, good, good. Okay, that's that done. Now we can just mimic all the themes and we should be done with the legs. And then we go up the middle of this. Mark the seam. We remove these. On both sides. And for these, I think we do what? Get rid of the centers and the inner ones on those, and that's about it, isn't it? Yep. Okay, we can get rid of the left foot now because I know what I'm doing. This, and this. Oops, wasn't holding shift. Not mark seam, I want clear seam, there we go. Okay, cool. That. Did deselect the rest of it, didn't I? Yeah. I'm clearing seams anyway, so it doesn't matter. Job done. Okay. That's the feet done. Pick a side and go with it. This. That. Do the insides on these. Next two. This is another centerpiece of fluff, so we just go with a single side. Clear it. Take the left and the right. Clear those. The inner mouth. I believe this doesn't care. No, that's fine. I've already done that. Legs. I'm not entirely sure I should. These are going to be weird. Actually, you know what? I think this would split better if I did it on the insides. Down this side here and here instead. Like say down this bit. That would handle this pinch point on the bottom and top bit better than doing it just one. Yeah, I think that's the that's the plan. I think this seam would be much better. There's a moth in my room. Pretty sure there's a moth in my room. I kind of have left my window open and got bright lights on, so I'm not surprised, honestly. I'm glad I remembered I can do this. Why do I have so many? How many parts have I got left? Ah, I've got all the fluffs left still. Ugh. Taking so long. It's taking me over an hour and a bit just to get through this bit. Marking seams takes so long when you've got so many seams to mark. And I'm unmarking them more than anything. Oh dear. It is. I hope, and I don't even know if this is going to make life better at all. All I know is it might do something. No, we'll take the seam off the top of it. There we go. You know, in before there's like some weird button combination that automatically selects a seam. I'll take it off this side. That should unwrap nicely. Same with this one. There's all sorts of bugs flying in my face. 4 pieces of fluff. I don't know what is happening. I keep seeing things go flash before my eyes. I'm wondering what the hell's going on. We're getting there. This is just pick a side and go with it. This is simple. We go do this, and this. Clear. That's going to make more sense. You only need one cut in them. Unwrap is fine. The tongue. Again, this one's more, I think I want, rather than cut it either side, if I just cut it along this center piece right here at the bottom. I'm sorry, what's going on here? Why aren't you clearing? Why are you not clearing the seam? Oh my god, there's two edges. What? What? I'm sorry, what? Can I merge edges? Can't. There's two edges there. That means there's two vertices, right? Yes. Merge. Center. This is made of two halves. No. I could select it all and merge by distance, honestly. What am I doing? There 14 vertices removed. Do not spending all that time doing that, and I could have just done that. Means I can now go. Whoop. Clear seams. There we go. Right. Nice. That's going to be better. Okay. That saved me some vertices. Not symmetrical, but it's fine. Took different paths with these ones for some reason. Doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. We're almost done. Got the wings to do after this, and that's it. This is a centerpiece, so we just pick a side and go with it. Right. Okay, wings. How... Oh, God, I remember what horrible these are. Oh, God. Okay. The main thing here is what the bloody hell, that's it. We have two sides. However, we should be able to lose the top seam, and it should work just fine. Clear the seam. We split it on the two leading edges, and then we have all the outside, and then we have the inner side. Rather than 3 pieces, we only have 2 now. Oh God, oh dear. What's happening in here? Have a look. This is its own separate piece. Ooh. 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 What I'm gonna have to do is this. That lets me see this now. Right, what we got? What we got going on here? We can lose this actually. Could unwrap. No, wait. Just think about this a bit. Yeah, instead of would that work? From Final Fantasy 3, innit? A decisive battle, yeah. Final Fantasy 3, 6, one of those two. All the same in the end. Depends which part of the world you're from. Okay, you know what? Keep these two. Clear all those seams and see what looks like. So basically we have the outside one wrap, And the inside might not work too well. Alternatively, I can actually, you know what? Because I don't think this is going to work absolutely well. What I'll do is I will follow this entire center seam all the way through. So we end up with three instead of like God knows how many we had before. We actually didn't go up this far before, did we? No. Then we basically got 1, 2, 3. The insides don't matter as much. I don't really care how they unwrap as such. So I don't really need to have this seam right here. It's just it's going to be a very funky shape. And the funkier the shape, the more awkward it might be to find space for it in the atlas. Essentially. Go time. Dragonfly, can you please go away? Oh, there. I should really close my blind. Would like my room to cool down more, but I don't think it's going to. To seam or not to seam? That is the question. I'm going to seam. It'll be a funky ass shape regardless of what I do. I'm gonna sort out my window. We'll be back in bed. There we go. Yeah. Well, my microphone's not been messing up recently, which is nice. That's good. Right, now we just do it on this side as well. Again, we lose the center seam here. Hang on. Oh, they are equal. Yeah, I remember I symmetrized them, and then I had to weight paint all over again because it erased the weight painting. So what I want to do is I want to add a seam up this center bit. Get rid of these. These. This. And this. That should leave me with 3 separate parts. And these are nice and easy because these are just like top, done. Could have done this a lot faster if I did this before. Done. Hmm. 29,104. That's what we're on now. VRC triangles wise. Right, let's see how UV edit. Oh, I want to save as well. Yep. See, this is the UV map right now. It's overlapping and a mess because I have the fluff and everything as separate. The idea is we're going to do a UV smart project. Go. No, never mind. I forgot. UV smart project ignores seams. No, I just want angle based. There's the eyes. I need to rotate so they're both pointing directly up, like both pointing the same way. That'll make it easier to thingy. Oh god, look at these. Ew, I knew they were going to be bad, but that's bad. That's the insiders of the wings. Look at how nasty they are and how much wasted space we get. These are the legs, I think. That didn't turn out that great. Body, okay. That went well. All of my fluff bits have gone okay. These are the inside. These are the actual outsides of the wings. They've all done right. What the hell's happening on here? Oh no, this is the hand, isn't it? It's not bad. What's this bit? What is that bit? That the other? Wait, what? And you got these weird bits here as well. What's going on? These are all nails. There's my teeth. I didn't do the eyes closed, so they've got a hole in them. So that's one thing I forgot to do. Yeah, I don't like these inner wings. I might get rid of that center seam. But I equally don't like these. This nonsense. Maybe if I unwrap with minimum stretch. This is better. Better for the eyes as well. What is this? What are you? That bit? Why is that beat producing such a strange... Why is that producing such a strange object? These aren't as bad now, but I think these work out better if I didn't have those seams. So what I'm gonna do... Hang on. Don't show bones. Move the body real quick. That's what you do. Alright, that's what it's like with one iteration. A mess. You can then just conformal. Hmm. There's I've got choices basically. I can either see, I did minimum stretch last time. There's not much space between things on it. This is really the best it can do. The more space I leave, the less pixels for everything else. Stop turning that on. Let me add this. I still don't get why this one. Oh. That's why. Missing part of the seam, no wonder. Alright, now this might actually go a bit better. There you go. That gets rid of that one weird one. They're the eye things. Fluff, fluff, nails, 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 tops of nails, tiny fluff bits, the eyes, which are as good as they're gonna get. The random bits of fluff. What the hell is this? That's the tongue, I think, isn't it? Yeah, that's the tongue. I would like the eyes next to each other. Simplicity. Thing is, it's very strange how it's decided to position some stuff. There's a lot that could be done to make things fit even better. What if I minimum stretch it, but I'm going to give it 5 iterations instead? Squeeze everything a bit better together a bit better, doesn't it? What's this bit? Oh, is that the leg? What is happening here? Oh, I see. I see. Right. That's definitely not helping the situation. There's a seam right down here, but I need to mark this. Either or and. These are loops right now, and that's not right. So I need to either mark a seam on one of these. I need to mark a seam on the inside of each toe, and then, all right, you know what? I need to mark a seam here. Mark a seam here. Mark a seam here. Same on this toe. This foot. Wait. Oh. I must have gotten rid of these seams by accident. When I didn't want to. Or they were never there. Honestly? Okay. Alright. What does this do now? Changes everything. Ah, my eyes are back together. Good. This is a nice one. I could work with this. Probably work out just fine. Eyes and all that went okay. There's more nails. Where did it shove the tongue? I don't know, somewhere. It looks terrible, but it's not really. What? Is that overlapping slightly? That is overlapping slightly. We've got plenty of space, so let's go. Let's make some space. I can actually center it. Oh. Cool. Nice. Yeah, this is fine. It doesn't matter if things are a bit too close together. I'm they're not overlapping like this. Quite frankly, honestly, it would have been smarter if it just went like all the tiny crap to one side. This is why I wanted to get rid of as many islands as possible, because there was a lot of tiny little stuff. What is this bit? That? Oh, is that how that's decided to unwrap? What? Why the hole in the middle though? The VOD linked. I don't know. Funny shape. There's the tongue. What? What? Oh. Never mind. That's just how that does. Oh. Oh, it's because it. Oh, whatever then. It's just how it is. It's just doing a weird thing. Here's a thing, though. Right? This here is important. That's important. These might be important, I think. Hang on, what are these? These are the backs of the feet. Okay, they're not so important. But these here, the arms, they're important. They should be big. So should the tail, which is this bit, I think. That's the front. That's the tail. That's the wait. That's the tail. I don't know. I suppose one thing is just find out. Go into Substance Painter and find out if it's gonna be how it draws and how it looks. If it doesn't turn out that great, I'll work on the UVs a bit better then. It's better than before. I mean, it was an absolute. I mean, I am trying to shove everything into a single file, single texture. But I can do this. Can be a 4K texture. It should hopefully turn out okay. Yeah, it's just one of those things you're gonna have to find out when you throw it into Substance Painter, I guess. I could export it now and just have a little fiddle. Something. Export this as is. Even though I need to do an exploded version. I need to remember I need to export it with his eyes closed as well anyway. Right, in general though, I am going to call it a night, I think. Honestly, it does. I need to remember that it doesn't matter what the normals look like in this at all, ever, because I recalculate them in Unity anyway to prevent shading errors. Anyway, oh my god, I am gonna have to repaint everything, aren't I? That's fine. I mean, it only took me 2 or 3 hours or 4 hours or so to do my entire avatar anyway. Like once I got going, getting the eyes the same shouldn't be too difficult either. It might end up being a slightly different shade of color though. It depends. That's all substance painter as well, so it's fine. I also need to learn how to use substance painter properly because I don't think I'm using it right. I made something good looking with it, but I think I can do better. Use more features and stuff. Anyway, save that. Close that. There's no light in the fish tank. Of course there isn't. And I will be back on Monday. Yeah. It's going to be cooler over the next week or so, so that's going to be nice. No longer will it be 33 degrees. It's going to be 25 instead, which is a hell of a lot cooler. Have a look. Did I do a raid? I won't do a raid. Oh, I see. Well, I'm going to head out. I'll see you on Monday. Bye bye.